Yeah.
Thing is, now I look back on it now and I think, because at that time I was unaware in my personal life who I was with, what was
Yeah.
going on, what things were happening that I'm not going to go into, but they were they weren't very nice. And now looking back, I think, oh my gosh, that man had to sit in the same room as that woman. And no wonder he didn't want to look her in. I get it. I get why he couldn't look at her. And he never looked at her once,
Not
ever.
deserved. Ever.
Because it wasn't because he, like how she was saying, he can't look me in the eye because he knows he's done wrong, sort of thing. It's because of what the absolute horrific
The weight. Yeah.
trauma that he's gone through. She was so manipulative and so narcissistic, and the fact that even in court she was still trying it. Although, what made me laugh though is that when when they had like his witnesses, what was the doctor's name? The really, oh, she was fit. What was her name? This is going to annoy me. Dr. Something, and everyone loved her because she was amazing. She was incredible. She was prepared. And then they brought on, like later on, they brought on her so-called psychologist, and she was a mess. She didn't have her notes, everything. And then the dude, the Hispanic dude as well, who was from the building they lived in, and like part of his testimony was in his car. He's like sitting there vaping away. But
They're
oh,
friends.
it was
That's another thing. They're
absolutely
friends. If it was just like
brilliant.
their testimonies were their friends, that would have made it a lot more blurred lines because
Mhm.
they have some wacky, wacky friends. Like Marilyn Manson, who?
Mhm.
Like they have such wacky, wacky friends. Brian is nothing compared to those
Right?
guys, you know?
I
Brian,
know.
he's just Brian, you know?
Yeah. And that's the thing, is that because what was making sense was that even though they had these wacky people pulled up as
Yeah.
witnesses on Johnny's side, and people were like, what the heck? These are
Just
crazy
overall.
people.
Yeah.
But it all lined up, matched up. They all liked him and never
Yeah.
said a bad word. Some of them said, yeah, all right, he was drunk. Yeah, all right, I've witnessed him having a spliff. Yeah, all
Yeah.
right, but he was never horrible. And it was like, we were all going, come on, just call it. But obviously they had to methodically go through his side, and then they went through her side. But then her side was just literally like, come on, bring the popcorn because this is a joke. And literally
Yeah,
every
you just had
single
to.
person she
You
had.
just had to. Yeah, you just had to. You just had to do that because
I know.
if you didn't, you would have a mentee be every day, every hour you were listening, to be
Mhm.
honest, because
Mhm.
that's where she wants
There it
you.
was. It was
But
Judge
yeah.
Penny. Judge Penny was wicked. She held her own. That woman. She was wicked. Um, Camille and the team. No, Camille Vasquez. Yeah, but she was awesome. She stood her ground.
Yeah.